Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So the Marvels of Univursa is the upcoming Dark Slayer event, and that will be starting in less than 24 hours. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the cards that are available for preview now. We're going to take a look at some of the decks that we could potentially build, and then we're also going to try them against a Legend Trial boss. And so let's go right into that. So before we take a look at the cards, I just want to show you that the collections is now back to the way it was before the Master Rune collection. And we can see that you now need Gargalang, also Woden, and Astral Savior as the collection heroes. For the ultra rare or the Master Collection card, Grizzle Papa Ozo. So let's now go back into the cards here, and let's talk about Kuma, who is the event card. So she will, increase Fable Intensity attack, Fable Hero attack by 55% and 3% per 20 Fable Intensity. This is the same as Coruscant. In fact, this deck is almost identical to the blue Halloween deck, which I've showcased last time. And so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but suffice to say that it is going to be a powerful deck, and this one actually has an advantage because of the passive skill of Kuma. So the passive here, let me just explain this. So for every supercharged Makwa, that is the ultra rare, Grizzle Papa Ozo, the Master Collection card, and Barricade Breaker. So the Barricade Breaker is the name of the relic that will be coming out on the second day of the event. So for any of those, for every one of those items you have on your team, you're going to have 5% damage reduction. So it's multiplicative. Basically, as many as you have, you'll multiply that many by 5% for damage reduction, and you're going to have 5 Fable Intensity for every one of those cards or relics on your team. So you're going to start the battle with intensity already instead of starting at 0. So that's a big difference there, because that allows you to do a big attack earlier rather than having to wait a little bit. If you're using Halloween, it typically does take a little, a few turns before you can actually start. This kind of allows you to go on turn 2, for example, with some good damage. So that's a big improvement to the overall deck as well. And let's take a look at the other cards. So support card, this is a really good card here because it's the same as Trick People. So Makwa here will, increases Fable Intensity, and it also is a gem spawner. It'll create 5 dark gems for 2 turns, and it'll also increase recovery. As well, it has a passive that actually heals for 25% every time you attack. So you combine the fact that it's a gem spawner and also the fact that it heals when you attack, it's a good synergy there. And I would say that having 2 of these cards around, for example, will allow you to actually survive really big bosses for a long time, giving you the ability to be able to take on big bosses with with these cards. And so we can take a look at the ultra rare as well, but this is going to be the same as the Mummy, or Ethereal Drake from the Water Halloween card. Supercharged Makwa will create 1 dark power gem for every 20 stacks of intensity. This drops down to 10. And then the Master Collection card, Grizzle Papa Ozo, will create 8 power gem for every 1 power gem 1 for every 8 stacks of intensity. This also has a passive that increases the drop rate of dark gems. So it will dispel poison, whereas Kuma will dispel Gem Silence. So we can expect that the guild boss to cast Gem Silence. So we're gonna have to work around teams that can deal with that. So let's now take a look at some of the decks that we can play with. And in fact, before we do that, I think what I'm gonna try and do is let's go and see what our luck is like today by opening 1 tier or maybe 2. We'll see. Of this deck, this pack, because I would actually like to get Kuma. I think that she's a really good card to have. So let's open the pack here and see what we get. And maybe if we get her, then I can work her into a team as well. So let's see. And I did get Kuma on tier 1. Look at that. Awesome. So let's see what kind of relic, what kind of catalyst she needs. Oh, this is great. So let's see here. Change by age. So she needs Lucky Gold Shard, and that's actually an existing relic that you can get. And if you take a look, this is actually a good segue into it. The dungeons had a overhaul. If you noticed, you no longer have to wait for a particular day to get the catalyst that you need, and you can see right here that the lucky gold is available here at 6-star for 50 dungeon coins. And right now I don't have 100, so I can't get 2 of them right away, so I can't get it to 6 stars immediately, but I can get the shards in Dust Shop, which I will do later. So all right, so having that cart now, but I do have to make sure that I get so let's see here. Oh, I do need to I upgraded these carts to be dusted because I need to make some room. So let's go ahead and dust these 2. And so now that we have them, so we can see some of the cards ideas I have. So, you know, I really don't have good Dark Slayer cards. So one of the decks I thought about was this Valentine deck, where, you know, if you have 3 Voluptas, you can actually, you know, create enough heart gems to heal yourself every 3 turns. So I think that'll be a good option to have. And the Venera is actually a really good nuke damage dealer as well, because she will actually attack for, you know, for every 5 heart gems on the board, you'll attack that many times. So you can attack multiple times using that. And then I also have brought in Terra Mortem to defend against Gem Silence. So this is a deck that I think could be viable. Again, these cards are also available in the Dust Shop. If you were around for at least that event, you can get, if you got the catalyst for them, you can use that, or you can get them from the dungeon store as well. I also have a Fire Warrior, so I've talked about this in the past. This time around, I only have 2 Domi with 2 Thula. Thula for the power gem creation, and then the Minotaur for the gem silence as well. Now, this one is the Dark Team. So this Dark Team, actually, I have Astral Savior here. I actually got him from the 20 Dust Shop. You can pull him using 20. But you can also get Drozen. He will actually improve or boost damage and health for all Dark Warrior heroes. And so you can bring in somebody like Nighthawk, for example, as a healer and also as a gem spawner. So you can see she heals for 5% of missing HP. And, you know, I brought in Bulava because he also creates gems, and he's a technological hero. So I can use Angel's Bane to create Power Gem 2 on the board. Entropy is a card that also dispels Gem Silence, and as a warrior, as a warden, will guarantee the dispel in the event. And then, you know, Mondo Nihil to deal nuke damage and also to provide revive. So this is actually something that you could potentially use, because I have, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Dark Warriors that are all boosted by Drozen. This is basically like the version of Domi, except it doesn't actually create power gems or fire or dark gems. So but this is something that you can use in this particular setup. You're looking to build power gems, use you know, and use Nighthawk to fill the board with dark gems, and then use Mondo Nihil for nuke damage. But really, I think, you know, I'm going to change the name of the team. Don't worry about the team here. But I think what's going to be the MVP here is, you know, you can use Drake People the Seaborn to, you know, just basically just do all heals. And I did put Coruscant in here as, you know, somebody that, because I can boost the attack, and this is going to be the team I'm going to be using against the boss. But I would say if you have Makwa, put 4 Makwas in there, and then put you know, you can put Kuma in there to dispel Gem Silence, and you have a great team. And in fact, I'm going to show you how this is going to work. So so Legend Trials, I actually am doing pretty well. I have 76 billion remaining. I was able to do a really good damage using the blue team, using my Water Ween team. And because of that, I have quite a few you know, keys remaining I can play around with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I mean by how I can use this team effectively. Let's go into a quick fight here, and we'll show you what this is like. So let's go and do a 3-key attack. Looks like I have additional cards I need to get rid of. So what's going on here? All right, so I think I can go ahead and remove these cards. right? And now let's go and do a attack against this boss, and let's see how much damage you can deal. So we are 76 billion. Let's see how much we can actually deal with this particular setup here. So keep in mind that this is going to be the same as using 4 Makwas and one Kuma. And so keep in mind, right, Drake People or Makwa is going to be a gem spawner. And so you can, by having 4 of them on, you're going to guarantee that you're going to get lots of gems all the time. And with the heal in place as well, every time you attack, you're basically healing. And so you can really make sure that you basically don't ever lose all of your health. And you can see here, just through this, what you can do is you can really create a lot of gems. And with 4 of them on, what you can do is you can start to just do, power gem swaps, for example, to start dealing some damage. Let's see how much damage you can deal with that particular attack right there. Well, is that 1? Because I'm actually, I actually have nullified damage here. So I really need to quickly go through here, not waste time, because I want to make sure that we quickly go through this just to showcase how much damage we're capable of making. So let's see, I messed up on that attack there. So we just need 5 more hits and then 5 more turns and we're good to go. So let's go and what we're doing is I'm building up intensity, and you can see I'm healing already just by attacking. And if I feel like I'm losing more health and I need better boost, I just activate the skills, and with 4 of them on board, you can see I'm going to automatically heal for 100%. And so this is a really good mechanic to have without needing something like Aladdin on the team. All right, so 1 more hit and then we're good to go. So let's go ahead and okay, so we can do that now. And now what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and use Drake People's ability here and create a couple more power gems. Good. And then now let's go ahead and wait for the power gems to be created, and then hopefully we can also convert some gems. So you can see we do. Let's use Coruscant, and then let's go ahead and do a power gem swap and see how much damage we deal there. So you can see just by itself there, that's a couple 100 million right there. Without keep in mind we don't have any power gem creation really. So this is just purely with one relic that's creating the gems, and as time goes on, as I continue to use Coruscant to improve, to boost the damage of, my cards, it's going to go up as well. And so what I'm going to do is, because I know I'm not really going to deal a ton of damage there, I'm going to exit out of this battle so that I don't take all of the time here for this video. And I am actually going to be able to finish in one event, I think, with my actual Water Wing cards. This is the optimal setup that allows me to deal about 150 to 200 billion depending on how my matches go. So this is going to be the same kind of output you should be able to expect with this particular event. And I'm not going to use the keys to attack using the other team, but I can try and show you just using a campaign here. Let's pull in somebody here and let's use the deck that we just talked about. Now keep in mind, I don't have Drozen at 6-star. I actually just have Astral Savior at 4-star here, so I'm not going to have the best boost here, but you can sort of just see how this deck works. All right, so the goal here is to use Nighthawk to heal, and then if the heal isn't enough, you have a revive, and you can use Mondo Nihil to do the nuke damage. But really, you're just you're just going to play it as you would with any gem spawner deck. Basically get your battle skills going, and then go ahead and do the gem spawn as well as quick matches. This is a little bit different because it's going to be a little hard to simulate from an event, because this is just a campaign. But you can see here, imagine that you're building up your power gem this way, and then you can basically I should have used the nuke damage from my Mondo Nihil there, because he will attack 3 times if you actually have 3 power gems on the board. And so I think that this is a reasonable setup. And if you don't want to have Bulava, or if you don't have Bulava, I think putting in another Nighthawk wouldn't be too bad of an idea either. So I'm going to quit out of this now here. So let's go back and do a quick review of the deck here. So, if you were to get the full deck, I would think that if you have more than one ultra rare, then obviously you would replace one of the Drake Vipos with it. But you definitely want to have Kuma. You definitely want to have the event card in this deck because it will give you a boost in your damage and your intensity. So it's a must have. And if you get ultra rares, then obviously then it's going to be a mix and match between this. But right now, if you have just one ultra rare and one master collection, this will be the ideal setup. So I'm hoping that you get enough, you get good pulls so you can actually complete the collection. Is a good deck to have. And I would, once the event starts, I'll play around again and then I'll see the interaction between the free card and also with Kuma and see how that goes. And I will provide an update then. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care.